Today we're making Borani Banjan. It's a healthy Afghan eggplant that I serve with a garlicky yogurt sauce. Traditionally, Borani Banjan is made where each piece of the eggplant is fried and then it's either baked or cooked on a stove. But I feel like there's too much oil in that, so I have developed specific techniques where we keep the oil and frying at a minimum and still get the delicious flavors. Our ingredients today are half a cup of olive oil, 8 garlic minced, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 1 cup of tomato sauce, half a teaspoon of chili flakes, 1 red bell pepper or any kind that you have, slivered, 2 eggplant, and a teaspoon of salt and pepper. First, we're going to cut the eggplant. These eggplants are a little bit on the thick side, so I'm going to cut it in half. But if your eggplant is thin, you don't have to do this cutting. I learned the recipe from my mom, who would fry each one individually and then put it on a baking pan and cook it in the sauce. But we're just going to skip the frying portion and we'll go straight into baking after sweating the eggplant. And by sweating, what I mean is we're going to put salt each side of the eggplant, just like this, and leave it in a colander. Once you put the salt on the eggplant and you let it sit there, all the liquid that is inside the eggplant is going to come out of it, and it's called sweating. You're going to see little bubbles of moisture that's going to come out of the eggplant. And also the eggplant might turn a little brown, but that's okay. That's part of the sweating process. And then at the end, usually it takes half hour to an hour to get the sweating process done. We will rinse the eggplant, dry it, and then we will bake it. While the eggplant is sweating, I've turned on the oven to 400 so it starts heating, and we're going to start making the sauce that's going to go on the eggplant. For the sauce, we'll add the olive oil. It looks like a lot of olive oil, but it is fine because we're going to need this to bring out all the flavors of the spices. I'm adding the garlic. While the garlic is sizzling, you should add the paprika and the cumin, and this is what I call the blooming process, where all the flavors of the spices come straight out of their protein pods, and it just is a great way to get the maximum flavor out of your spices. And just cook it for maybe a minute. That's it. And your house is going to smell like cumin, so delicious. I'm also going to turn down the heat a little bit. And this is the tomato sauce, which is really going to bring out a lot of delicious flavors. This half a teaspoon of chili flakes gives it a lot of flavor and some heat. It's optional. If you don't like heat, go ahead and leave that out. And now we're just going to leave the sauce to cook for around 5 to 10 minutes. I have my heat down to low, and in the meantime, if your eggplant has been sitting there for half an hour and sweating, we can start preparing that to be put in the dish and ready to be baked once the sauce is ready. Afghanistan has 2 official languages, Dari and Pashto. 35% of the population speaks Pashto and 50% speaks Dari. Dari is actually a dialect of Farsi, which is spoken in 5 different countries. But like English, American English is to British English, sometimes there are differences in the dialects. So in Dari, if we were to say, hello, how are you? it would be salam, chatur asti. But in Persian, which is a Farsi dialect of Iran, they would say salam, hal shoma chaturi. So as you can see, the words, syntax, and the accent are slightly different. If you have any more questions about Afghanistan or comments, please pop it in the comment section and I look forward to answering them for you. Our sauce is ready. So we can go ahead and assemble the eggplant. But first I want to introduce my daughter Sophia, who's an Afghan, and she's going to help me with the eggplant. First, I'm rinsing off the salt as well as the liquid that was coming off of the eggplant. And we will dry each piece with paper towel. Sophia's drying the water off of the eggplants. I'm putting the sauce on each one, so all the flavors are going to be on top of each piece of eggplant. Otherwise, if I pile them first and then add the sauce, it's not going to get to the bottom pieces. So our beautiful pot of Banjan is ready to go. You need to put a lid or cover it with aluminum foil. The oven has been heating at 400, and I will bake this for 40 minutes. Sophia's making the garlicky yogurt that's going to go on top of the Borani Banjan. 1 cup of non-fat Greek yogurt, a pinch of garlic, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And then she will whip it until it's really creamy and mixed together. It's been 40 minutes and the Borani Banjan is ready to go. As you can see, look at how beautiful it is. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. So first, I'm going to spread the yogurt, garlicky yogurt at the bottom. And then I'm just going to scoop the Borani Banjan. Oh, looks so good and so delicious. And then I like to top it drizzle it with some yogurt. And I always make extra of this and put it on the dinner table. So if people want to add more yogurt. We're big fans of yogurt in our house. So voila, the Borani Banjan is ready to go. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the recipe, please share it with friends. Click on like and subscribe to my channel.